Okay, let's finish up this chapter. So next we're going to go in and we're going to click this inside radius, and we get this dimension over here. We're going to double click on it, and our modifier box comes up. This time we're going to type in equal. And for global variables, we're going to type in this, or we're going to not type in, we're going to select the W. Do not select the DA, select the W. Okay, and then we're going to go in here and we're going to click in the box behind the W, and we're going to do a backslash 2, which is divided by 2. And then we're going to click OK. And we're going to click this OK. Now when I click on this radius again, I can see this sum sign. Let me just move this out. The radius changed to 3, and that's because our wall thickness is 6. And so it took that equation and applied it to that radius. So hit the green check. This time we're going to hit the outside radius. And I'm going to drag this out. We're going to double click on this to bring our modifier box up. We're going to type in equal. And we're going to select our wall thickness again. This time we're going to use a multiply, which if you don't know it's a little star. And we're going to go 1.5 times 1.5. I'm going to click OK here. Click OK here. Now when I click on this dimension, I have my sum sign, and I can see that radius changed to 9. So 1.5 times the wall thickness, which is 6, is 9. And so the other thing we can do with this, if we have to, is now that we've got these set up, or if I come to this dimension and now I right click and I edit the equation, it's going to open my equations box, my global equations box, and I can edit. I can go back and I can edit things up here as well. So just another way to get to that. So I'm going to click OK. And then for our next one, we're going to click this rib fillet. It's kind of hard to see that dimension, but there it is. And we're going to double click on this, and we're going to do equal global variable of our wall thickness again. And this one is going to be divided by 4. Click OK. Click OK. Now when I click on this, it's 1.5, which is correct. Let's set up another one. And for this one, we're going to click on the rib, and we want this rib thickness, so we're going to double click here. There we go. A little bit tricky on that one. We're going to do equal global variable width, and this one is going to be times 2/3, or 2 divided by 3. Say OK. And my sum sign, we can see that changed. So now if we go back into our equations and I right click and I open my equations manager again, if I come up here and I change my wall thickness to 5 and hit enter, one of these already changed to a decimal place. I might want to keep these all whole numbers. And so what we can do is we can add a function to this. So if I wanted this 1.5 to be a whole number, I can use an integer function. Now, the problem with an integer function is it truncates the decimal. It does not round it. And so if I have 1.5, we're going to end up with 1. So it doesn't follow the same rounding rules. If I had 1.1, it would still be 1. And if I had 1.9, it would still be 1. And so we have to take that into consideration too. But the way we do that, if we wanted to do that, is I click between the equal sign and where that parenthesis is. And then so this time, instead of selecting a global variable, we're going to slide down here to functions, and then I come over here and I can select integer. And so what integer does is it gives me two parentheses, which the equation has to be in. And so we're just going to edit this. I'm going to delete that closed parenthesis, and then I'm going to just add one on the back side of this equation. And then when I'm finished and I'm satisfied with how that looks, I am going to click this green check mark right here. And you can see that it took the decimal off and just basically shortened that to 1 millimeter. And so I can also go in and I can put my cursor there and I can just type in int with a parenthesis, put a parenthesis behind it, click the green check mark. Whatever way is easiest, both are acceptable. It shows you how powerful that you can make this if this is something that you need to do with, say, a series of parts. And again, as I said, I think in the first video, most people, when I would say most people using SolidWorks probably won't have an opportunity or reason to use this, but you never know where you're going to end up working. And if this is something that you would end up using, this certainly will make your life a lot easier. If the situation arises that that you could make use of it. Actually, I'm going to remove this one off this rib thickness because we don't want that one to get too thin. And the other thing to consider is when we do use the integer function is that if your number were to end up less than 0, say it ended up at 0.9, what that integer function is going to do is it's going to take that decimal off there and you're going to end up with a value of 0. So again, you have to be careful where you use that, but it is an option. And again, they're just using this as an example here. Last thing we're going to do here is we're going to come up here to the top and we're going to change our angle to 3. And we're going to change our wall thickness to 4. And we can see they've changed down here. We're going to click OK. And now you can see that like these radii here they've all shrunk appropriately. And there's our part. So go ahead and make sure you hand this part in. Again, like I said in the beginning, this is going to be worth an increased value amount because there's going to be no additional exercises associated with this in-class demo.